In the old days, when we saw rouge in a system, most companies would, if they see it, they removed it. Nowadays, companies are taking a higher risk approach. And so what we find is we sometimes wait until we see rouge in intermediary processes or even in the product. And we don't want to wait to see particles in a system so that we fail USP testing. It becomes very important to monitor the rouge particles that are in the critical utilities and measure them so that we know before they get to the point where they might fail USP testing, we take care of the root cause of these contaminants. So it's important that we also can filter these samples in order to do the testing, or we can also measure the iron or other metals within these fluids. The frequency of derouging is often established by time. Some companies use an annual derouging and passivation schedule, others on a 2-year or maybe even a 3-year program. It depends on the system. In important systems like the water for injection or WIPI systems, we need to do it on an annual basis. But other systems, kind of like steam systems, might be on more like a 3-year plan. But it depends on the amount of rouge that is coming off of these piping systems and beginning to migrate into the process or product. There are a number of ways for us to do this kind of evaluation and monitoring over time. We can take samples of the water or the steam condensate, filter them, and then measure the particle count, where we count particles per 100 mLs and can monitor that over time. Another way to do it is to test for the metals content in these fluids by using more sophisticated testing like the Auger or X-ray analyses that we utilize. In order to develop a rouge risk management plan, we want to use a scientific approach that basically uses quantitative measurement of both particles and or iron content in the fluids to be able to minimize the risk of the potential for contamination in products. And if we already have a preventive maintenance system in place, then what will happen is we'll compare the current preventative maintenance system to what the test results are and begin to set limits on a quantitative basis that can help us then plan these derouging processes or outages.